Welcome back to the Atari ST Nostalgia GFA BASIC tour. Now, in the previous two videos we had a look at different types of loops for code loops, and we did some troubleshooting with a code loop example where we can get results that we might not expect. In this video we will check out another way of getting user input using the standard GEM alert boxes, the standard Atari TOS GEM alert boxes, that is. Because GFA BASIC supports them by default, and it can actually be quite an effective way to get specific multiple choice input from the user. It uses the alert command from it, so yeah, we will just explore the command a little bit and then look at some code I've wrote to have some fun with these dialog boxes. So as you can see, I have already typed the command because it will make it easier to explain. The command is called alerts, and with alert you have to give some extra variables. The first time is the type of box you want, which can be a value from 1, it can be 0, 1, 2 or 3, meaning you have an empty box, and the other ones are for an exclamation mark, a question mark or a stop sign. I think I made a question mark is 2, I think, I'm not sure, I have to find out. I just do trial and error because I keep forgetting. Then you have the box text, which is 4 lines. And each line can be a maximum of 30 characters because the box has to have a fixed size. And to separate between the lines, you have to use the more character, which is which is above the backslash on my keyboard. Sometimes with the emulator for some reason, and I don't know why, that doesn't work. It tries to get different input, but now it works again. So if it doesn't work, you can use Shift Alt and then backslash. And that one used to also use, but this is just like a separator character. I think it's called the more character, I'm not even sure, but it separates 4 lines. The next one is actually which of the choice boxes you wanted to be highlighted by default. So if I set this to 0, none of them will be highlighted, and otherwise I will use 1, 2 or 3 for the different boxes. I think you can have 3 in maximum, but I usually don't use more than 2. But in this case, the first one, the lines around it will be bold, and if I press enter, that will be the one that's selected, so I don't have to move the mouse and click. Then of course you have to label the buttons, so I'll just label it box 1 and box 2, and the output of your choice will be written into a variable that you have to name here, and I used boxvar to name it. So if I run this one, what does it do? It'll make a box. Dialog box, number 2 is the question mark. It will put the 4 lines, and I forgot to put a space here. It will put the 2 boxes, and as you can see, box number 1 is highlighted by default. And if I choose it, I mean, in this case, nothing will happen because I write a variable, but I don't. I mean, the value gets written in boxvar, but it doesn't do anything because this is the end of my code. So if I use 0, for instance, here and also here, we can test what the difference is. As you can see now, there is no symbol in the box, and the lines are the same, and both boxes, none of them is highlighted. So if I press enter, nothing happens. I really have to explicitly choose one. And of course, I can make box 2 the default one as well, and say I want an exclamation mark, which is 1. And see, that also works. And now if I press enter, box 2 gets written, and of course the stop sign is number 3, which is the 4th possible box, line 1, 2, 3, 4, and now box 2 is still the default. So I will load, because typing the code will just use too much of your time. I actually prepared a program called dialog.gfa, which will continuously loop until I make the right choice. So what this does, I made a code loop again. It will create an alert box with a question mark. It will ask, are you human? Put a blank line and say, or are you a computer? My default choice will be human, so this box number 1, which is here, and I will write that value in choice. So if choice is 1, which means if I choose human, it will put another alert box with an exclamation mark saying, go humans, you are great. And I will have only one choice, which is yes. I will write to %, but not do anything with this variable, but you have to put it, because otherwise it will go into a syntax error, and then it will end the program. Now, if I don't say I'm human, it will say no. It will display another alert saying, stop that, I know you are human, and I will only have one choice, which is fine, and it will end if, and then it will loop. So basically, it will ask me if I'm human or computer, and unless I'm telling the truth that I'm a human, it will just say, no, you're not, and ask me the question again. So this is just, yeah, are you human or are you a computer? I'm a computer. Stop that, I know you are human. Fine. So bam, and it will ask, I can press computer all I want, it will never believe me. It will say, no, I know you are not. And if I use human, it says, okay, go humans, you are great. And in this case, this dialog box is produced by the GFA BASIC interpreter itself, and it will return to the program. So this is just a really simple way to practice your skills using alert boxes, getting the variables from them and processing them. As you can see, the only of the three variables I actually process is the choice one, and use it for some conditional code execution for different alert boxes, allowing me to end the program only if I admit I'm human. This was a pretty short video, but yeah, there's not much to tell about it. There are ways to also make custom dialog boxes and input boxes in GFA BASIC, but that's way more advanced stuff that I don't want to go into here, partly because I also don't know how to do it. I would have to look it up in the manual and it'd take forever. So for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just a little bit about dialog boxes, getting input from the user that way. The next video will also be about setting variables, but this time we will get input from the code itself by using generating and using random numbers. That's for next time. For now, thank you for watching and see you next time.